This is Spanish 3, Past Subjunctive, Introduction, Part 3. In this clip, we're going to learn how to take IR verbs like vivir and put them in the past subjunctive. Now let me say, if you've not yet watched Past Subjunctive Intro Part 1 and 2, please go back and do that first. This will make more sense if you watch them in order. All right, let's look at this sentence, this present tense, this present subjunctive sentence. I want Pablo to live here. Yo quiero que Pablo viva aquí. Why is that subjunctive? Well, there are two subjects, I and Pablo. There are two verbs, want and live, and there's an implied command. Pablo should live here. Now, how do we take the second verb, vivir, and put it in the subjunctive? Everybody, we went yo form, chop the o, opposite vowel ending. Yo form, chop the o, opposite vowel ending. Now watch this. Let's put it in the past tense. I wanted Pablo to live here. There are still two subjects, two verbs, and an implied command, but it's past subjunctive. So I wanted has to be in the past tense. All right? Now, this is not, viviera is not yo form, chop the o, opposite vowel ending. Why is it viviera? Well, let's talk about that. Again, for past subjunctive, you need two subjects, two verbs, and implied command, which we have. The first verb must be past tense, either preterite or imperfect. I wanted. Now let's talk about how to form the past subjunctive. The first thing you do is you go to the they or the aorist form preterite. But Mr. Holt, I wanted Pablo to live here. Why are we going to the they form? Well, think back to present subjunctive. No matter who you're talking to or about, you always went yo form, chop the o, opposite vowel ending. Well, past subjunctive, no matter who you're talking to or about, you always go to the they form. All right? Preterite. So, vivieron. And again, you go eos, they form preterite, no matter who you're talking to or about. Then what do you chop off? You chop off the ron. I gotta feel sorry for Ron. He's always getting chopped off. And what do you add? Ra, ras, ra, ramos, or ran. So in present subjunctive, yo form, chop the o, opposite vowel ending, 3 steps. Past subjunctive, 3 steps. You go to the eos form preterite, step 1, chop off the ron, step 2, and then add ra, ras, ra, ramos, or ran. Well, Mr. Holt, how do I know whether to add ra, ras, ra, ramos, or ran? Well, if you're talking to your friend, you add ras. If they're talking about we, they wanted us to do something, it's ramos and it's they. Well, Mr. Holt, it's weird that it's ras, ramos, ran. Not really, because in the present subjunctive, it was yo form, chop the o, opposite vowel ending. To your friend, it was s. We, it's MOS, and they, it's N. Past subjunctive, S, MOS, N, same thing. Now, how are we going to remember this? I call this the cheerleader verb. Why? Because you guys know cheerleaders say rah, rah, rah. Well, you chop off the ron, and what do you add? Ra, ras, ra, ramos, ran. Also, visualize this. The cheerleaders wanted us to stand up. Past subjunctive. The cheerleaders wanted us to sit down. Past subjunctive. So the key phrase for past subjunctive is cheerleader verb.